We've built Aero so that you can set it up to automatically pull all your Gmail into Aero, and you can set that up in the setup of the team member. So every team member can set up their own preferences about whether or not they want their Gmail in there. Once you enter your Gmail ID and your password, and then you also have to check this box that you want it to check your email. So if you have all those things set up, then when you're in your Aero list and you want to check your email, if you go into Arrows and you hit check email and refresh list, it will pull in any emails that are in your list, in your email inbox. So here's a couple emails. Here's one from Sarah Sivison and one from Google. And if I click check email and refresh my list, it will go out and check my Google inbox and pull a new email in. And you can see it pulled in the new email from Sarah Sivison. It did not pull in the email from Google because Google is not set up as one of the contacts in my Aero account. The idea being we don't want to have your Aero list of tasks cluttered up with a bunch of emails that are not important for you to take care of. So when you have your contacts set up and you manage these here, you can decide when you look at a contact whether or not you want to receive email from them. Once you've decided that, it determines whether or not their emails will show up in your list. Typically, you'd want emails from important clients to show up here, possibly from coworkers, but you don't want email from the entire world showing up in your list. So once you've got the emails in your list, you can click on it to open it up. As you're reading it, the timer's going. This is great for those clients that email you incessantly, and you can finally keep track of how much time you're actually spending reading and responding to their emails. You can change the type. If you need to assign that to a particular client, you can have the company pull in right there. Now I have some reply options that can actually even reply straight in the email. I can select who I'm going to reply to. I'm going to type the reply. I can then either mark this as read and complete. I can read it and defer it. I can read it and create a draft reply. If I do that, if I read and mark that as a draft reply, it now stays in my task list, but it's now orange to indicate that I've started this, but I still need to finish it. Once I've done that, it will now show up in my Google inbox as Aero imported, and it'll be marked as read. So I don't have to read these things twice, but I do know that it's in Aero. So I've got some security that is captured. I also have the option in Aero of actually creating an email if I'm in the middle of a task and I decide that I need to email the client. I can go to one of these quick links here and I can start an email. That lets me work on this email while the other task is running if I want to, or I can pause this task if it's something completely unrelated. Once I write this email and send it off, it'll record it as an activity in that client file, as well as track the time I spent writing the email. Also in Aero, we have the ability for you to create a bunch of default templates for emails that your team sends over and over again, so that when you pull that template out, it's got a bunch of fields that are already entered. You can enter the new fields and you don't have to sort of start from scratch every time. This is great for those emails that your team does constantly to clients. So I'll save and complete that, and it actually probably won't complete because I don't have a contact listed here, so I'm just going to go ahead and close it for now. Once I've sent an email from Aero, and I'll go back to my work list and send emails, they will show up in my sent mail so that I can see both places where that email is. They'll also show up if I'm looking at the company arrows. Let's see. Here's some tasks that I've completed. The email would show up in here as well if I had sent this email from this client.